Hi there, my name's John Stevens, pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we're part of the ELCA, and welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where we take a look at the lectionary text and we tie him to an item from the Dollar Tree. This is for the narrative lectionary, and we're finishing up the series in Hebrews, and we're looking at faith, and this whole section about how the ancestors of the faith, how they had faith, and that kind of goes through the ages. And I would have to tell you, if you're going to use the children's sermon to tackle the entire concept of faith, good luck with that. That's not where I'm going. We're going to talk about faith, but just glimmers. And we're going to talk about how we have faith primarily because we have a God that's faithful. That God has stuck with the people throughout the generations, and that we have examples of the faith that we can follow. We can look back and go, okay, so that person had faith, and this person had faith, and this person had faith as it goes through. So a couple of items. One is I'm looking at the possibility of a puzzle. And this puzzle, you want to make sure that it's a new puzzle, or at least that the puzzle has all of the pieces. And it could be, now we have a table downstairs at our church that people bring puzzles and they leave them there, and sometimes they'll leave a little note that they say, this puzzle is missing an edge piece. So you at least know that when you are exploring it, you know that it's missing a piece. But for the most part, if there's no note there, you're pretty much expecting that all the pieces of the puzzle are going to be there. You have faith that they are there because the puzzles that have been left there in the past have all been complete, and you have an example that you go, okay, I know that in the past these have been full. You get a puzzle, let's say you get a puzzle down at the Dollar Tree, and it's sealed. For the most part, you can have faith that that puzzle is going to have all the pieces, and using that as that springboard to say, when it comes to our God has been faithful to us. Our God has made promises and kept them. Our God says, you are my child, and in the waters of baptism, I claim you and make you mine. And that's a promise that God has made to us, and that is a good and faithful promise. And so there's that. We could use that springboard. The other thing is you can bring a photo of someone in your family or someone in the past that has been important to you in your faith walk, your faith journey, your faith life as a Christian, and talk about that. We have downstairs, we have our confirmation wall. Some confirmation students call it the wall of shame, but we've got that historic wall with all of the classes. And above that, we have the pictures of pastors that have served Zion Lutheran faithfully since 1894. And so we can talk about, and that's one of the directions I might go, is talking about how we have examples of the faith, that these are people that have taught us. And pastors definitely stumble and fall, and God doesn't ask pastors and people and all of us, God doesn't ask us to be perfect. God asks us to be faithful. And that we have people that we can go, they helped me learn the faith. They helped me learn about a God that is faithful to me. And that, and so we can talk about that, because that really comes back. So in this text, there's the parentheses, there's the bracket text that you can include or not, and I would suggest including it because it mentions the cloud of witnesses, and that cloud of witnesses is a big deal for us, that as we lift up our prayers, as we know that there are people in the faith that have gone before us that gather, that's an important thing to remember, that we have those who have supported us in our faith as God has moved us on in our journey. So a couple of springboards there for you. They both can actually be used together, but I hope one of them can be a springboard for you for your own thinking around your children's sermon. And as always, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a fantastic week.